Okay, I'm being honest when I say right now that the only actual good pairing. I mean, technically, okay, I have to say, right now I'm really disliking Yothagun, and it's mainly because of the way they're treating Pfeiffer, like the way that no one seems to actually care about Pfeiffer. Like even Gunn literally says in that episode, like when he finds out that like the mum isn't coming, he even says like Pfeiffer's like been left hanging, you know what I mean? But he never actually tells Yotha to literally call him, or like he doesn't even try and call him. Like I'm pretty sure he would have Pfeiffer's number because like they were friends before. Do you know what I mean? Like they were friends before Yotha and Gun even became a couple. So anyway, so I just don't understand, like, bro, like, why is he like Pfeiffer was such a good friend to Gun. Like, he always took care of him. You know what I mean? Like when Yotha wasn't doing that, you know, at the very like starts of their like storyline, Pfeiffer was the one that was there, along with like Un and stuff like that. But you know, like it was always Pfeiffer that was like in the middle of it. You know, he was always the one that was like keeping him like happy and safe, and you know, like he was the one talking to him about like when he was sad and stuff, when he was crying. He told him about wine, stuff like that, and it's just like, why now do we have Gun only caring about the fact that like, you know, like he even said in one of the scene in one of the like episodes before that he can see that Pfeiffer puts himself last, and like, you know, he makes everyone happy before he thinks of himself, you know, stuff like that. And yet he still makes fun of him. Like every time he sees him, he's pretty much teasing him or making fun of him, and it's just like, why are they making me hate Yotha and Gun? Like at least with like when it's like Arm and Gun scenes, at least then like you can kind of see like they're twins, you know what I mean? Like they're both stupid, so you can kind of get away with it. But when it's like Yotha and Gun scenes, they seem to really make me hate them for some reason. Like I don't know what's going on and why they've written the script like this, but it's really like, I mean, a lot of people, I think that probably a lot of people still didn't like Yotha too much even after like they got together because of like all the stuff that Yotha did. But like he's just always like, I feel like a lot of people, like I didn't realize it at first, but a lot of people were already saying that Newton was a bad brother, and now I can really see it because like he didn't even like, he does not care about either of them, it looks like. And then there's also the thing of like Yotha was already like so, you know, out, like he was already so like not caring of things, so of course he's not going to be the one, like of course he's not going to be the one that tells Pfeiffer anything. Like that would make so much sense. And then the thing that makes the least sense to me is the dad. Like the dad definitely seemed like the dad definitely seemed like he cared the most for Pfeiffer, you know what I mean? Like he was always the one that Pfeiffer went to, you know, if he actually didn't know what to do, you know, in different situations. And it's like, you know, obviously the other time, the time that he went there, like Yothagun were there, and then they just teased him instead of the dad actually, you know, helping him, because that's like the reason he went, was to get like the dad's advice and stuff. And he ended up not being able to get it because of Yotha and Gun. But it's like the premise of it is like he went to the dad, right? He went because he knew that no one else could help him. He knew that like Yotha and Gun would just make fun of him, and he knew like that Newton would never be able to help him either. Like the only one he could go to was the dad. And it's just like, it's sad that he thinks like the only person that actually probably does care about him is like Wine and the dad. Like I still think that the dad still does care about him, because I think the dad would have assumed the mum would have said something. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm assuming from the dad's point of view. Whereas I think the kids, literally Newton and Yotha, they just, I think Newton probably has the same type of energy as Yotha, or he doesn't even think about Pfeiffer. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the type of energy they both give. They give the fact that they just don't care. Whereas the dad gives like the energy of like he actually thought about it, but then he was like, no, the mum probably told him. You know, that's the energy they both give. And the one that we should hate the most, obviously, is like the mum. But I still feel like the mum is obviously somebody who only cares about Yotha. So I feel like, in a way, I feel like Pfeiffer will like need therapy for stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he will actually need help for things like that, like the in the reality of things, like if he actually wanted to like fully get better and stuff like that. But yeah, I just feel like this whole family is such a mess, and I really hope that at least at one point they have a scene where like everybody's there I'm really hoping. I don't really care if Yotha and Gun are there. Like, I want Yotha to be there, but I don't really care about Gun being there. I just want it to be like the entire family and Wine, and then we just kind of have Pfeiffer be like on the back of Wine. What? Like with Wine's like guidance and like you know, with like his support, maybe they're like holding hands, or like maybe he's like holding his hand and squeezing it, you know what I mean, like to give him support. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but like I want it to be like a scene like that, and then Pfeiffer just goes off on everyone, you know what I mean, like I want him to go off and start like crying, maybe, I don't know, like just to show that his feelings are real and that he isn't happy all the time. Do you know what I mean? Because like the mum definitely seems to only think that Pfeiffer is happy and that he can't feel anything else. Do you know what I mean? Like it's so weird that her mind is like this. Like why does she think like he has no actual feelings? Because the way she talks to him, the way she does stuff around him, like she didn't even know. Like the dad was the only one that seemed to know. I mean, I don't know about the brothers because they never actually showed the brothers knowing about it. But like, actually, no, they showed Yotho knowing about it, the milk thing, like the allergy thing. But they never showed. The only one that seemed to not know was Mum, and she's literally the one that was there with him. So literally, when she took him, she never spent time with him. That's what it seems like, right? He must have taken care of himself, and she was like never there. Because if she didn't even know that he was allergic to milk, then that shows you how much actual attention he got at the house. Do you know what I mean? Like he even said with Yotha in like one of the first episodes they actually had that he was lonely, but he also seemed like he was lying. So I still don't know that scene, if he actually was lonely and it was like a sad scene, or if it was like, you know, trauma that being unlocked somehow. But I really want to know, like I really need to know why the mum is so trash towards him and why she only actually cares about Yotha. Like why is it Yotha? Do you know what I mean? Because like he is the one that like you would think that we'd be cared about the least because of the way he is. But Pfeiffer is the one that seems like he's the nicest if you look at it. Like if you really actually pay attention to all their characters. Newton does not seem to care about anyone, and like the fact that they've talked about their own traumas and stuff like that. You know, like Newton and not Pfeiffer. Newton and Yotha had like that trauma scene, you know, in Yotha Gun's storyline where like they were talking about all of their like traumas and the fact that like Newton doesn't like serious relationships, he can't get into them because of like everything the dad went through with the mom. And then also the dad is obviously broken because of the mom, and also Yotha was the only one that got out there with Wa, and then obviously that went down, and then he did the same thing with Gun, and now he's actually happy. But it's like they talked about Pfeiffer and the fact that like he's so kind to everybody because he doesn't want to be like left alone. He doesn't want to be like, you know, and they still treat him the way they do. Like that's the thing. Like they know stuff about Pfeiffer, right? They know the stuff he's doing to like be with everybody and be like happy and be, you know, not lonely, and yet they still don't seem to care about him. Like when do we actually ever see them ever give a crap about him? Do you know what I mean? Like they just don't. Like even in the drunk scene, you know, with like Ubu, Newton and Yacht, like when Pfeiffer was there and he was like kind of sad, you know, because of Wine possibly still liking Tor at that time. We had that scene where like they were just getting him drunk, and then obviously they stopped giving him the alcohol when he was actually drunk. But like Newton was like recording him and stuff. Like I mean, I guess it's like brotherly dynamic, right? But he still just like did that. Like it just really seems like he does not care about his brother, and I don't know why they made these characters so unlikable in reality, because I really thought I was gonna like everybody apart from like Obum. Do you know what I mean? Like I really thought that was what it was gonna be, you know, because Wa and Clow are such toxic relationship. But like if you really look at it, like everybody was toxic, like apart from these two. You know what I mean? I mean, I think there were only a few couples as well, like in the side variety, that were good. Like Mark Poon weren't bad. You know what I mean? Like obviously Ark and Arm like started off not great, but they weren't technically toxic, I would say. Like definitely Yotha and Gun were toxic, like you can't even lie. In reality they wouldn't be a couple probably in real life, but yeah. But like, I would never forgive somebody if they kissed their ex. And obviously, it wasn't in front of me, but it was like after you'd kissed me. You know what I mean? I'd be like, what is going on here? I would just never talk to him again, to be honest. Like, I would do what Gunn did, where he like left and like moved, you know, out and moved with his brother, and then I would have just like not even tried to get back together with him. In reality, I would have never like tried. I know that he was in love with like Yotha at that point, so he couldn't really help it, but like I would have just gritted the pain and just never, like, that's in reality, you know what I mean? Like, that's my reality of that. But yeah, obviously everyone's different, and you know, he didn't think that he needed to. I mean, obviously they had to like make them be together, but apparently like in the novel they like don't even kiss. Like Yotha and Wa don't even kiss, so they added that for no reason, because like, why would we want to see that? We don't want to see that. I mean, Perth and Boom did such a good job, because like, you know, the acting was great, but like the actual like premise of that was not good. I would never forgive him. I can't even lie. I would never forgive them, for real. So the only actual golden couple in this show, if you really think about it, is actually just them. You know, like Mark Poon are good too. Like, I would say in the ranking of like least toxic, you know, it would be definitely like Pfeiffer, Wine, and then Mark Poon. Like, what are they? Sand Pond? I don't know. Whichever way it is. But I don't know which way people are rating it actually, but it sounds better being Sand Pond, I think. Pond Sand? No, it doesn't sound good either way, so whatever. I'll just keep saying Mark Poon. But, you know, it's going to be interesting, because obviously we're going to be seeing Poon as well in the other show with and Mark, so I don't know if we're going to see them all. Oh, Jimmy's in that too, bro, that's funny. Anyway, I've been recording this for so long, but yeah, I just wanted to give my feelings, because obviously in the other like thing I couldn't actually show my feelings about it. So yeah, this is gonna be in an actual video, I'm not sure, but that's fine, it doesn't matter. But yeah, this is my feelings on that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say. Oh yeah, Louis, like he did the Again and Again song, right? Is it 2 p.m. 2 p.m. But I literally didn't even think about it. Like, I think, I don't know if I was talking in that scene, or if when I saw it I didn't realize, you know, I didn't recognize which group it was, but I knew the song, you know what I mean? So that's crazy. I did not expect him to sing that as well. That was crazy. But yeah, I definitely think that this family needs to sit down and talk for real, because they're a complete mess. And the fact that the mom is also going around trying to find him, and it better not be, like, when they actually meet, it better not be that she only wants him to, like, gather Yotha and Newton, do you know what I mean? Because it seems like she goes through Pfeiffer to get to everyone else, when she shouldn't need to do that. Like, they're her children as well. She shouldn't have to ask her own child to talk to her other children. You know what I mean? It should be just like she talks to all her children at the same time. Like, I wonder if we'll find out by the end of this that she cares about Pfeiffer the most. But, like, why? Like, why would... I mean, I just don't understand. Like, he wouldn't feel that way. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't feel that way. I'd feel like she hates me the most because of the way she treats me. Do you know what I mean? So I just don't understand. I really don't. Like, whatever they're going to do with them, honestly, I don't even care at this point. Like, I actually just want the mum to leave them alone. Like Yotha said before, I actually just don't want anyone to be involved with her, because she sucks so bad. Like, why are they trying to make her keep coming back and, like, being in the way? We don't want to see them. We don't want to see her there, but we also need him to have the closure. You know what I mean? We need him to, like, be happy. But I am really happy that at least he's, like, got Wine, and that, like, he's, you know, decided to, like, not pick the mum up, and he's not doing, like, the stuff. He's not, like, actually going over to have the meals, because it was obviously only ever him that went, and then she's probably going to realise at some point, or she probably is realising right now that, like, or because she's stupid, actually, she might not have realised, but she's, like, breaking his heart, you know what I mean? I mean, I think she's already broken his heart so many times, so I think that even if she knew, she probably wouldn't even care, because it, you know, it just seems so bad. Like that scene where in Yothagun's story, where Yotha is the one that gets, like, he's like happy because, you know, even though the mum is, like, leaving to, England, which I hate. She's like also breaking Pfeiffer's heart. Like the fact that Yotha didn't even think about the fact that it was breaking, you know, his younger brother's heart. Like the fact that, oh my god, that's even more annoying actually. The fact that he is the younger brother, right? The fact that Pfeiffer is the younger brother, and yet nobody seems to actually want to be anywhere near him. Like, why? I just don't understand. Like, why do they all treat him just like he's like got no feelings? He's like just there. He's just like a puppet. He does everything, and then nobody does anything. Like, I honestly do hope. In fact, I actually kind of wish that by the end of this show, he did not want anything to do with his brothers, and he only cared about his dad. And every time he saw his dad, he left as soon as like Yotha and Newton showed up. Do you know what I mean? That's the type of storyline I want, because like I do not actually want, you know, him to be unhappy anymore. And I actually think that he is so unhappy because his brothers and his mum don't care about him at all. You know, that's the vibes that it's giving, for real. So I'm really hoping that that will change. I mean, it shouldn't have to change. It should already be that they all are just a good family, but obviously they're not. Like, they're a complete mess. So, you know, I don't really know. I don't know what they're going to do, but obviously I think that is going to be the main thing. And I also do think that next week Wine is going to, like, because Wine is obviously the one that says oh my god, no, oh my god, I'm thinking of so many different things right now, and I think it's all wrong. No, I do hope that Wine is going to be there for him, though. You know, when they originally, when he asked to talk to his mom, you know, I hope she actually gets to. I mean, I actually don't want her to meet Wine. I actually don't want her to have any kind of joy in that. You know, I actually do kind of want. I mean, the only good part, I guess, about her is the fact that she isn't homophobic. Because if she was, that'd be an added thing on top, and you know, she'd be completely hated. But the actress is so good because obviously she was also the fourth parent, right? She was fourth parent in My School President, and she was like really good in that. But she's also really good in this role because she makes me hate her now. Do you know what I mean? Like, I really loved her as that role, and we absolutely hate her in this role. So it's like, she's a great actress. She really is. Anyway, goodbye.